Is now official. President Biden will visit Israel, the West Bank, and Saudi Arabia next month. This will be his first trip as president to the Middle East. The White House says the president will meet with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The two are supposed to talk about increasing oil production. But MBS has snubbed Biden in the past, and Biden has called the Saudi Crown Prince a pariah after the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Let's talk about this, the trip, and more, and welcome in the chairman of the World Likud Party and Israel's 17th Parliament representative to the United Nations, Danny Danon. Great to see you, Ambassador.
Thank you for having me again.
All right, we'll also talk about your new book, In the Lion's Den, here coming up. But let's talk about President Biden's trip first. And what should he do on this trip, and what kind of message can he send to our allies in that region that we're still there on their side?
We welcome the visit of President Biden to the region. You know, we expected him to come even sooner. And I think he will hear both here in Jerusalem and in Saudi Arabia that we hope that he will not join the JCPOA, the agreement with Iran. It will be a bad agreement for the US, for Israel, and for the Saudis. So he should be expecting to hear from his allies that joining the Iranians is a bad deal, and we hope he will not do it. Unfortunately, from our sources in Vienna, the president is eager to re-sign this agreement. It was bad back in 2015. It's even worse today.
For some, it's just amazing that he would even consider going forth based on what we've seen from the Iranians. They have taken every opportunity to kind of thumb their nose at anyone interested in security in the region just to gain leverage here. One of the things we've talked about recently is them shutting off cameras in some of these facilities. So do you really believe that Joe Biden would go forth with signing a deal with the Iranians?
I truly hope he will not do it, but from what we hear from our sources in Vienna, the administration is eager to appease the Iranians at any cost. And that's why they are not signing yet, because the Iranians, once they identify the eagerness coming from the US and the Europeans, they demand more and more and more. It is unfortunate. And look what happened only today. Today, we got reports that the Iranian agents are actually targeting Israeli tourists in Turkey. And as we speak, we are evacuating Israelis who are traveling today in Turkey. So how can you sit down and negotiate with a regime that is supporting terror activities worldwide?
Yeah, we also see the Iranians welcome the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro, recently. And we do see this kind of axis of evil taking shape.
Exactly. In my book that I published in the Lion's Den, I speak about what President Obama did when he signed the agreement in 2015, and how the Iranians actually played around it, continued to enrich uranium, continued with their nuclear ambitions, and now what they are doing now is basically the same. They are getting to the point that they will achieve nuclear capabilities with the blessing of the international community.
Let's also talk about your book while we have you with us, Ambassador. It's called In the Lion's Den. What are we going to learn from this book?
So it's a fascinating book about what's really happening in diplomacy. You know, after a very long 5 years at the UN, I tell the stories of what happened behind the scenes. For example, when President Obama in December 2016 pushed resolutions against Israel a week before he left office, I analyze it and I reveal new information about what really happened at the UN. I think it's a very important tool for anyone who wants to know about what's happening in the Middle East, how we achieved the Abraham Accords, and what we can do in the future to achieve more great accords in the region.
You know, that's one interesting thing about this administration is they have tried so hard to undo all the things that the Trump administration has done, but you don't hear them saying anything ill about the Abraham Accords.
So, you know, in the book, I give the example that I flew to the UAE in 2016, and it was very complicated to organize the trip. You know, when I landed, they took my passport. Nobody knew I was in the country. And look what we have today. We have 15 flights a week from Tel Aviv to Dubai. Thousands of tourists every day are flying back and forth. And we have to be grateful for the Abraham Accords. And I think when we speak about Saudi Arabia, hopefully it will happen soon. I think the administration, instead of dealing with the Iranians, they should maybe persuade the Saudis to normalize their relations with Israel. It will be beneficial for the stability and for the U.S.
All right, Ambassador Danny Danon, thank you for your time. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.